So we go to macroeconomy. For macroeconomy, we're simply talking about the economy as a whole. What we've been doing in the past is micro. And for micro, it studies parts of the economy. But when we have to study the economy as a whole, we need macroeconomy. So for macroeconomy like this, it is a study of the economy as a whole, analyzing aggregate indicators. Aggregate means the sum. It means it analyzes everything, not just individual now. Everything regarding employment, inflation, GDP, and national income to understand overall performance, trends, and growth. So, why do we have to understand the macroeconomy? We need to understand the macroeconomy to know if our economy is growing or not. And how are we going to be able to know if our economy is growing or not? We need these indicators to sum it up. Oh, the banking industry, the educational industry, the transportation industry, the aviation industry, the oil sector. How are they doing in combination? What output are they giving us? That will show the economic performance of our nation, our economy. That is why we need macroeconomy. Anything about macroeconomy here? It studies the economy as a whole, using indicators like unemployment, inflation, GDP, national income to measure the economic performance. Is it clear? Good. So we have economic growth, economic development, and sustainability. That's economic sustainability. But this we deal with it separately. So today we want to talk about economic growth and economic development. They are not the same. For economic growth, it simply means the output of a country is increasing. The output of a country is increasing. And how do we measure the output? We measure the output through the GDP. We measure the output through what? The gross domestic product. Remember we have the PPC, the Production Possibility Frontier Curve. This is the value of what we produce. This is what we produce as an economy. But the value, the measurement of our PPC is the GDP. Do you get it? The measurement of what we produce is the GDP in value. The volume is the PPC. The value is the GDP. Do we get it, please? Great. So what's economic growth? It is an increase in the output of an economy in terms of goods and services. And it's typically measured by the percentage change in the real GDP. When we talk about real GDP, we're simply talking about the GDP that has been adjusted for inflation. So what is inflation? A persistent rise in the price of goods and services. So whatever value of our GDP, whatever value of what we produce in this country, we need to measure it with the change in price. So it's not all about the volume, it's not all about the change in price, but also the change in the volume. GDP. Do you get that? So that's why I said these are just inflation to reflect the actual volume rather than just the change in price. The volume is expected to change. The price is expected to change. Both of them will give us increase in growth. So there's no economic growth without volume changing. So the volume and the value has to change if we talk about economic growth. Do we get it? Any question up to that? So what are the key factors to economic growth? What are those factors that increase economic growth? Number one, capital investment. When we talk about capital investment, increase in capital investment is likely to increase output leading to economic growth. Capital investment, capital goods are goods that we use in producing other goods. Capital goods like machines, technology. These things will increase output because they are expected to be used to produce goods. So equipment, machines, in as much as we have them in the country, it's expected that they increase the output of the country. And if the output of the country is increasing, it means economic growth. So investment in capital goods would increase the output leading to economic growth. You get the first one there? Are you here? Human capital improvement. Human capital, that's skills, your knowledge, your know-how as individuals. If human skills is improved, your skills, your education level increases. It increases your productivity. And what is productivity? Output divided by your input. That is your productivity. What? Yeah, so output divided by your input, that's your productivity. So if your productivity is increasing, it is expected expected that your output will increase. So if your workers are well trained, if the workforce of a country is well trained and skilled, it is expected that they increase the output of that country. So if productivity is increasing through human capital, output will increase and it will bring about economic growth. You get the second one? The third one, enhanced efficiency. The economy can also grow if we are able to manage resources well. Better use of resources, allocative efficiency. When we are able to allocate resources in a way that reduces our waste. So instead of it becoming waste, we use it to produce, and that increases our output. And because it increases our output, it brings about economic growth. Do we get it? So these are the indicators of economic growth. But it doesn't end there. For we as individuals to actually enjoy economic growth, it means output must increase more than the population. So economic growth is better measured with GDP per capita, which is GDP divided by the total population. So if the GDP per capita of a country is increasing, it simply means there's economic growth. Do we get it? Any questions about that? Up to now? That's economic growth. The next one is economic development, which is different from economic growth. For economic development, it's simply talking about improvement in our welfare, not just what we eat, our life, our well-being. That's economic development. So here, what?
It's also what is done in the living.
Yeah, our well-being. It is a sustained process of improving the well-being and the quality of life through incomes, better education, healthcare, increased technological infrastructure, which is technological advancement. So these things are meant to improve our life, not just what we consume, not what we just produce. It is more of quality than quantity. For economic growth, it's more of quantity, volume. Here, value.
Is economic development more important than economic growth?
They are both important. They are both important. But economic development talks more about how we have evolved, how we have transited from nothing to something. That is economic development, from nothing to something. So look at what I got here. It involves transforming low-income economies into a modern and diversified one. Economic development means you are improving. You are nothing, but now you are becoming something. You have transformed from a low-income economy, a low-income country, to a diversified or a modern economy. That's economic development, not economic growth. Yeah, that's economic development.
How it was before and now.
That's economic development, not economic growth. Growth comes with what you produce. Development comes with how your life is. Do we get it? Any question up to now? So what are the key factors to economic development? The first one is human resources. The people, skills, education, value. Do we understand this? The second one is natural resources. Dubai will not be what it is without Dubai having resources. Natural endowments. They are from God. So these things, we are the leverage for Dubai to be developed. Do we understand natural resources? Capital formation. How do we use our capital? How do we invest in capital goods? So the point at which, the process to which we start thinking more of investing in capital than consumption will bring about economic development. So we invest more in capital goods than consumer goods. We divert from thinking more of eating and start thinking more of developing, investing. So we stop consuming, we start investing. Investment is a long term. Consumption is a short term. So for development, we need long-term plan. Do you get it? So capital formation is simply about how do we use our resources, our equipment, our machines. What are we using them for? Are we using them for development? Or are we using them to to increase output, or we just consume it. And the last one is technological advancement. Technology is important. It increases what we do. It improves what it makes it to become better and faster. So these are what brings about economic development. Yes?
Human resources is the
Said?
human resources is the more important one between them.
Yeah, human resources. Because without human resources, without skills, knowledge, know-how, we can't use these things in the best possible way. Do you get it? So, growth and development, the difference now. Growth is quantitative, which is about volume, output, while development is about quality. It's quantitative, it's qualitative, our well-being. So that's the difference between economic growth and economic development. In the next class, we're going to talk about economic sustainability. Thank you.